Good morning. My name is Maria Hartaleza, and I am a pre-K teacher here at Maria Saucedo Scholastic Academy. I have the privilege of sharing our plan for an agricultural garden with you this morning, along with my design teammates, Mari Mendoza Ramirez and Natalie Kerrigan. At Maria Saucedo, here in La Villita, we serve nearly 1,000 students, 94% of which come from low-income households. We have around 400 English language learners and 130 diverse learners, which for the purposes of this project refers to students with individualized education plans. We prioritize inclusion, committing to the success of all students of all abilities. Our population of diverse learners is growing, and we are adding more cluster and blended programs each year. We also prioritize the whole child, recognizing that barriers to learning can be present in many facets of a child's experience, and solutions for engagement can be found in just as many. We have the opportunity to practice inclusion and support the whole child by addressing many of the barriers that our students face through the creation of an agricultural garden. For decades, our community has faced social and environmental injustice in the form of prejudicial zoning laws, corporate pollution, and more. This has driven asthma rates way up in our community above the national average. In addition to these health concerns that pre-existed the global pandemic, COVID-19 has devastated our community. Our students and staff lost loved ones, and infection rates reached over 47% in May of 2020. Further, students lost the ability to learn in community. This, of course, hurt all of us, but it had disproportionately negative consequences for some of our most vulnerable learners, our DLs. In surveys, teachers and related service providers report that DLs demonstrate significant disengagement since returning, including an inability to process emotions safely, low stamina, inability to focus, and a lack of confidence in attempting new skills. These undoubtedly are limiting their ability to learn, and this inequity needs to be addressed. So in collaboration with teams across our school, our design team created a plan to address these wellness barriers to learn in order to meet the needs of the whole child. So focusing on meeting these needs of our diverse learners, we intend to engage the entire school community to build and maintain an agricultural garden in which we will invest in sources of ongoing access to health instruction and social emotional learning and natural food. In turn, we intend to promote DL engagement to meet their wellness needs while maintaining rigorous academic expectations. So in addition to what we assumed we already knew about our students, we interviewed and observed over 150 students about their wellness experience at Saucedo. The data was extremely enlightening. We found that almost all students rely on school-provided meals as their only source of energy for the school day. And nearly all report negative opinions about the food, some describing it as nasty, horrible, and terrible. Some even report choosing not to eat anything at all. We also found that many students report enjoying the content learned in science and STEM classes, but report negative feelings about the physical classroom. They report feeling bored, angry, overwhelmed, and simply bad. Some 36% of students interviewed said they had nowhere to go on the school's campus to process their emotions safely. An additional 13% said that the bathroom was their safest choice. We also found that nearly none of the students could identify a connection between food consumption and energy. And finally, nearly half of our students do not consider themselves a contributor to the school environment. With all of this data, it's clear that students need not only a physical space on campus to promote social emotional wellness and intentional nutrition instruction, but also a place that they can co-create. Our plan is to provide just that. Our agricultural garden would be a space that students co-create and own, one that honors and promotes authentic student work by integrating their input, ideas, and solutions, a place where students can engage in hands-on learning, not only in science domains, but also social emotional. This is a school-wide collaborative effort that has many, many stakeholders and contributors. As such, we've created a curriculum implementation plan that communicates the timeline, expectations, and leaders for each step of the process. We've included the plan for the first 2 years and intend to change and improve as stakeholders share their experience and feedback. Each grade level has specific responsibilities for building and maintaining the garden that align to Common Core standards. Further, each will engage in a developmentally appropriate research project that encourages application of their authentic learning and ideas. We also intend to engage all stakeholders in community events. We hope to not only build interest and ownership of the garden, but also to extend the impact beyond Saucedo to all of Little Village. To ensure success, we plan to solicit feedback from our stakeholders throughout the process. We created exit slips for students to complete after learning experiences in the garden. Our goal is to have all students engage in at least 60 minutes of instruction in the garden by March of 2023. We hope to have 100% completion of all exit slips by June, and that by May, over half of our diverse learners will be able to share impact stories about their experience in the garden. At the heart of this project is the students. We commit to their success and whatever investment that may require. We're excited to share this plan with you today, and we thank you for your time. We invite any questions or feedback that you may have.
Thank you for the presentation. I think this was really innovative and interesting. I do have a question. As someone who led a school where we had a garden, we felt that it fell apart in the summer, basically. So I'm curious as to learn a little bit more about how you intend to keep it going over the summer. Once it's planted, once it's there, like who will be responsible for it when school's not in session?
Thank you for your question. We are a community school, so we are open all summer and we run camps and also summer school. So we intend to integrate this curriculum into all of our programming throughout the summer. But yes, definitely something we've considered and just falling apart in general because we have such a big community and everybody wants to participate, but we definitely need an explicit plan for how it's going to be implemented throughout the year. We also have like an end of the year. We plan to have an annual event at the end of each school year in the spring, which would continue our efforts and re-engage the community so that students can share what they've learned, and then also our plan to continue for the next year.
I could jump in. I loved how comprehensive the plan is and how it is an entire school-wide engagement opportunity. I'm curious how you're thinking about impact measurement, particularly for the diverse learners.
Yes. So we want to measure our success by like engaging the diverse learners in their impact stories and how they've engaged in their learning in the agricultural garden each year. So that's going to look different for all of our diverse learners, depending on their needs, their abilities, and just how they choose to engage. That might look like a conversation with like a preferred staff member. It might also look like a diverse learner engaging in that community event at the end of the year and presenting their experience, whether that be social, emotional, or whether that be meeting a science standard. But because of the individualized plans, I think it can be tailored to every student depending on what their goals are, and for science, but also for social emotional and what that goal looks like. It's also going to be in all of our surveys for the exit slips. We're going to give the exit slips to all students to solicit feedback from all students, but what we'll be focusing on is the diverse learner input.
Thank you.